Have you ever wondered where your trash goes? According to the United States EPA, over 52% of it goes into landfills and only 25% of it is recycled. This needs to change. The amount of useful materials wasted and damage to the environment that is caused in the world is just unacceptable, especially knowing there is a solution: recycling. Today I would like to talk about how recycling can reduce the amount of raw materials used, how it can solve the overflowing of landfills, and lastly, the positive impact on our climate change. In a world with limited resources, recycling can prevent us from misusing those resources by repurposing waste and reusing it. If many people were to instead recycle things like cardboard, paper, bottles, and plastic, we wouldn't have to constantly be tearing down trees and wasting energy to create more of these products. This image shows a raccoon standing on a tree that has been cut down. This tree has more than likely been cut down for the use of paper. More than 200 million trees are cut down daily to make this paper. This means that a tree is cut down every 2.5 seconds. Recycling can prevent this from happening so often by reusing this paper instead of wasting it to reduce the need to make more. But deforestation isn't the only thing affecting our wildlife. Landfills have been our main form of disposal for a long time. Because of this, many habitats have been needed to be destroyed to create more of these landfills. Not only do landfills affect wildlife, but they can also affect our ecosystem. For instance, take a look at this picture. This landfill has been built very near a body of water. Landfills have tendencies to leak, which could further damage the ecosystem by contaminating the nearby body of water. However, recycling can change all of this. If we recycled more, we could lessen the amount of waste in landfills. This could then decrease the amount of landfills needed in America, therefore reducing the reliance on these landfills. Many things also affect our environment. One major thing is climate change. Climate change is caused by the amount of green gases emitted into our atmosphere, which trap in heat and then thus creating a hotter world. When we recycle, we can reduce the amount of carbon emissions. These carbon emissions usually come from the transportation and collection of raw materials like lumber. Not only do we emit greenhouse gases by transporting this material, but we also emit them by trying to create new products instead of reusing them. In this image, you can see the process of how we use these materials. First, it's harvested, and then they're transported, and then they're made. There, it is distributed to workers, where then they dispose of it, and then it's collected to be put right back in the landfill. But see, with recycling, we could cut out all of this and then just use the same cycle over and over again, therefore using less resources and less energy. In this image, you could also see how we can reduce the amount of carbon emitted from creating new products. As you can see, the carbon that is used to create a new car and by the difference between reusing one could be a great factor. By 8,000 pounds of carbon and 450 gallons of gasoline. As you can see, recycling can have a great deal of benefits to our environment. From 1960 to 2018, we have recycled almost 700 million tons of plastic. As long as everyone can do their part, whether that is just separating their plastics, paper, and glass at home, or even buying only recycled products, we can continue to make great changes to our environment. Recycling can help us provide our future generations with a cleaner and greener planet.